Welcome back to day 4 of Jquery for Absolute Beginners on Theme Forest. Today we're going to take a look at some advanced selecting using Jquery. So let's get right into this. I'm going to create a sample unordered list and some list items. I'll just call each one list 1. That should do it. And we'll do 2, 3. And what I'm going to do is I'll show you how to select each one of these individually. So I've pulled in my Jquery file using a script. I actually had a user ask how you can add an external script, which is what you should be doing in your projects. So I'm going to add a new item, and I'm going to add just a blank.js file. So you can create a text file, save it as script.js, and then add your scripts into this file. So we'll do it that way today. Scripts.js, and we can get rid of this, pull it back up, and then the only other thing we got to do is import my script file into my document, like so. Script src equals scripts.js, type equals text/javascript. And now we can write code just like we normally would. The only difference is we don't have to add the script tags, okay, because it's implied that this is a JavaScript file. So when the document's ready to be manipulated, I'm going to show you how to change each one of these list items. So let's first just do all of them. We're going to get all list items within unordered lists. Or if you want, I can just do list items. You can be as specific or vague as you want. And we could set the CSS, and we could change the color to red. Come back to my document and view index.html in the browser and see what that gets us. Whoops, must have left off closing parentheses. Let's add that back on. Come back, refresh the page, and you'll see now all the list items are red. Okay, well that's one way to do it. But we should really try to keep as much of our styling within our CSS file as we possibly can. So why don't we instead use the add class method? So we could do add class, and the class name, let's just call it emphasized. Or how about this? Let's change it to alert. Okay? Now, this is going to look in the CSS file and add a class to the element called alert. So now we have to create that class. So let's go ahead and create a CSS file and just call it default.css, and we'll create that alert. So .alert for a class, and here we'll say color is red. That way, if we ever want to change it, we don't have to sift through a bunch of JavaScript. We can just go straight to our CSS file, which is exactly what you should be doing. And then come back, drag my CSS file into our document, come back to the page, refresh it, and nothing changes, which means that it worked perfectly. But this way we have no CSS in our JavaScript file. Now, it's not imperative. Sometimes you're going to come into instances where you need to add a bit of CSS, but whenever possible, use add class, and alternatively use remove class. Okay, that's the opposite. Okay, so first let's see how we can select only this first list item, but none of the other ones. Very easily. Let's bring that back to add class. We could do Jquery li, and I'm going to do colon first. And that's going to say select only the first list item. So now only this one should be red after we refresh. And that worked. Great. We could do last. Save it. Refresh it, and now only the last one is selected. Well, good. What if for some reason maybe we're using some kind of table layout where you want to style alternating items differently? You could do even, or you could do odd. Come back, and now it's zero based, So the first one is going to be red, the third one, the fifth one, etc. Like so. Remember, it's zero base, so 0 is even, 1 is odd, 2 is even, 3 is odd, 4 is even. All right. What if we need to be very specific and say maybe select this fourth item? Well, there's two different ways you could do that. Come back and we could do li colon nth dash child, and then I'm going to pass in the number of the element that I want to receive. So if I choose 4, it's actually going to compensate for the 0 base, and it's going to bring back literally the fourth item. Save it. Go to Safari. Refresh the page. And now only list item 4. Now there's another way you can do this. And let's go back to scripts. We could do li colon eq, and then we can pass in once again the number, but this time it will still be 0 base. So if I choose 4 again, it's going to assume 0 is the first, so it'll actually return the fifth one. So you want to make sure that you compensate for that. There you go. Because 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? All right, let's look at a little bit of XPath selecting. So let's come in and let's just add an anchor tag to one of these. And within my anchor tag, I'm going to add just some arbitrary attribute. We'll just say title equals title. So I want to select only the anchor tag that has a title that's equal to title. All right, so just for comparison, let's also add some other ones. Title equals not title. And that should be enough. So come back to my scripts, and this time I'm going to select get the li and then the a, and then within brackets we're going to pass in some XPath. So we'll say li where title equals title. Close bracket, close parentheses, save it, and let's see what this brings us back. Aha. Okay, so there's two anchor tags, list 5 and list 3, as you can see. But because we only selected the anchor tag that has a title equal to title, only this one was returned. And then there's a bunch of other kind of advanced CSS selectors that you could use, like we could do li greater than a, and this is only going to select a elements that are direct children of list items. So to show you, let's go back, and outside of it, let's just add some generic anchor tag, just to show you that this one will not be selected, because using the greater than, it's only going to select the anchor tag that's a direct child of a list item. And as you can see, it worked perfectly. Our anchor tag that's not a child of a list item did not have that class added, but the other two did. All right, so you learned some advanced selecting. There's a good bit more. I encourage you to check, jquery.com, nettuts.com has some great jQuery tutorials, and we'll continue on with this over the next week or so. All right, thanks everybody. Bye.